ตังภะคะวันตังอภิวาเทมิสวากขาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมธัมมังนามัสสามิสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามินะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะOkay. Anyway, thank you and welcome all of us to IBSC. So today we have special functions, academic functions. So actually, for the peace study program and another program, Buddhist study program, we have learned about the intercultural society. For the peace study program, we learned about the peace study. So we have learned previously. We have learned not only Buddhist study, but we have learned from the other culture also, and the culture faith, I can say. As I heard that the Hindu monk, but I think a later time we can see the Hindu monk, but not Indian people. That's why today very interesting people. So like. Actually, when we imagine about the Hindu monk, we imagine about the Indian origin. Since I have seen the photo and I study his background, so very interesting that Japanese people become Hindu monk. So that's why really interesting. Then I thought that I want to know about his interesting, how he has become the Hindu monk. Actually, in Japan, Buddhism, so many people belong to Buddhism, and high percentage of the Japanese people belong to Buddhism. So the more important that first I need the student to learn that is the peace and intercultural society, as his origins is in Japan, but how he learned Hinduism and what kind of the thing in Hinduism attract him to become the Hindu monk. Yeah, that's one very interesting. Okay, before the function start, I would like to introduce Swamiji to us, because in the next time we might miss again, and invite him to come to give the lecture on intellect each other in the term of our subject. So his name Swamiji Satyalokananda. Yes, he's a Japanese monk of Lama Krishna order, now based at the Singapore Center for the Mass and Mission. So okay, let me learn about his background. He was born in Japan in 1949 and graduated from Kobe University with a major in economic in 1973. He joined the Lama Krishna orders at the Bero, maybe in India, Bero, match and receive, I'm not sure, Diksha invitation from Swamiji Vidyalaya. Yeah. That's Swamiji, the 10 presidents of the orders in 1976, I mean the Vidyalaya. Then the Swamiji, he was posted to the Hyderabad Center from 1977 to 1980, and again from 1982 to 1996. Then he became the personal attendant of the Swami Satyalokananda, who later became the 13th president of the Lama Krishna order. So several times, previously we have invited Swamiji also to give the lecture to us. He belonged to the Lama Krishna order also. That's why I can say that Lama Krishna order is the half of Hindu monk. Yes, around the world, available around the world. Yeah. So the more important Swamiji Satyalokananda, He was spoken at the various interfaith forum. The more important, he attended at the International Conference on Religions and the Peace, organized by Islamic Education, Scientific and Cultural Organizations in Singapore, held in 2016. Now, but I'm not sure the recent position. I tried to find out from the internet. If something mistake, please correct us. He is currently a vice president of the Lama Krishna Mission in Singapore. Yes, and also the managers of Salada Kindergarten, latest ones of the best in Singapore. That's why the more important, I have found that he already attend the interfaith dialogue. So that's why it's suitable for us. He is suitable for to give the lectures. I give the point about the harmony or peace and intercultural society. Today, he will give us the lecture on the sustainable peace and harmony in our multicultural society, our Hindu perspective. Yes. Okay. Before start giving the lectures, after his speech, so that chance for us to ask the question. Why talking? Why he talking? Just keep in your mind. That's what kind of the questions we want to ask him. Yes. Please, Swami.
Can you hear me? I think it is better. Do you want mic?
I think better is mic.
Yeah, better is mic. Because I'm getting an echo and warm up. So I thought the directly speaking is easy. What do you think? Can you hear me?
It's okay. Thank you.
Then this volume can be reduced. Or can you hear me? This is better because this is too loud. I felt. Namaste to all of you. I am very much honored to be invited here. As I have heard all of you are PhD students, and then I'm not qualified like PhD. I don't have any degree, what you call higher degrees, except major in economics. First, I would like to start with prayer. This is a Hindu prayer. Appeared in the Rig Veda. This is oldest scriptures, one of the oldest scriptures I can say in the world. Om Sangaccha Dhvansam Vada Dhvansam Bo Manasi Janatam Deva Bhagam Yatha Purve Sanjanana Upasate Samano Mantra Samiti Samani Samanam Manas Sahachittamesham Samanam Mantra Mavi Mantra Yevat Samane Nao Habisha Juhomi Samani Vaakuti Samana Hridayani Vaha Samanamastu Mano Yathava Susahasati Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The meaning you can see here, this is harmony. Maybe this can be traced back almost 4,000, 5,000 years ago. And then Vedic seers, we call rishis, they have composed. There are many Shanti mantra, peace mantras you find in Vedas. There, the peace is unto all, no discrimination, including animals, or even the devas, those who are residing higher ups. For them also, the peace mantra is chanted. So here, may we be united in heart, may we be united in speech, may we be united in mind, may we be united in our prayer, may we be united in our goal, may we be united in our understanding, may we be united in our offering, may we be united in our feelings, May we be united in our thoughts. May there be perfect unity amongst us. A few days before coming here, in Singapore, one of the town councils organized the interfaith dialogue. Their topic was DNA of religions. Representatives from Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, and Hinduism, we talked. So, what is the DNA of Hinduism? I stressed harmony. So, I'm not sure how many of you are aware of Hinduism. So, I would like to take you along a basic of Hinduism. What is their tenets? What is their teaching? Now, who is the founder of Hinduism? As we know, Buddhism is a Buddha. Then Christianity, Jesus. And Islam, Muhammad. But what about Hinduism? We don't have particular founders. This is a uniqueness of the Hinduism. And then, next when I speak, where this authority comes, if no founder is there. So, Buddhism, Buddha's teaching, not Tripitaka. Well, now Buddhism has thousands of sects, even in Japan itself. Theravada, Mahayana, among Mahayana, the different sects. Then here from Tibet, they say they have their own different. And then I believe, which is authority, they have their own. The Bible and the New Testament for Christians, and the Islam Quran. Now, Hinduism, I can say all, but majority, for them authority is the Vedas. Now, Vedas, this they teach the eternal truth. This is Shruti, called, another name is called Shruti, hard. The truth revealed in the heart of the sages or rishis. These are the recorded or from beginning to end by words of mouth. This is traditionally succeeded. These are the Vedas. And then there are many very interesting, if we study especially Upanishads, you can find among them renouncers or kings or even small children. They went for the pursuit of truth. And as I said, Shruti, scriptures, now first come the Vedas. This is the highest truth. This is the authority. Everything comes under this. And then among Shruti, especially called the Upanishads, this is the highest one. And then olden days, this was taught only for the few people, selected people, not for all. So this is more like those who are really qualified to study. For them, these truths were taught. Because if they learn without preparation, they misunderstand. They can't practice. So only for the selected few, this truth, Upanishads, was taught. But later, it was meant for all. So under this comes the other scriptures. They call the Smriti. This is memory, smriti is a memory, actually recorded by this. This is secondary authority. Those who have studied a little bit of Hinduism, they will know this. Manu Smriti, law of Manu, one of the oldest, this, you can say, code of conduct. Here, very, very interesting thing is that this is a wisdom of Hinduism or Vedic, you can say. This can be changed according to times and situations. It is not a must. As constitutions have the amendments, so also according to time, according to needs, according to circumstances, it can be modified. This is this secondary, the Manu Smriti, this undercomes Smritis. Under Smriti, another called the Itihasa. This we translate epics. Then famous one is the Mahabharata and the Ramayana. These are much more voluminous than Greek's Iliad Odysseys. So Mahabharata, this Ramayana, common people, they can learn about religion without going to Vedas through these epics. This is Mahayana. Very easy to understand. The story it is. And also, they can learn from other scriptures like Bhagavad Gita. This comes under the Mahabharata. And then they call the Puranas. This is a mythologies on gods. There are so many Puranas. If you go to the Angkor Wat depicts so many stories of Puranas. You see, most famous in Angkor Wat is the Samudra Manthan, churning of the oceans. They depicted it. Or from Vishnu Purana, story on God Vishnu. They are depicted in the wall as a relief. There, these stories are not just a story of gods, but it includes the essence of Hindu philosophy and also law of conduct, how you should behave in such circumstances. In an easy word, so that anybody can understand. So these are under the secondary, smriti becomes. But by avoiding the Upanishad, etc., see, they are not deprived from the essence of teachings. But they can, through this approach. This is one of the uniqueness here. Then, philosophy is called darshana. Six philosophies there. Most popular one is called Vedanta. Then, this is Vedas. Anta means end of the Vedas. Those who study especially Upanishad, teaching of the Upanishads, they are called Vedantins. Those who follow the Vedanta. Especially at the advent of Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya, the monastic order was organized under this leadership of him. So his followers called the Advaitins, non-dualist. So many of the current Hindu monks belong to this Shankaracharya's order of monks. They were Advaita Vedantins. Then apart from Vedanta, yoga is there, Mimamsa. Mimamsa is the first part of Veda they follow. then logics, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, then Sankhya, and the Yoga. These 6 are the darshanas, they call it. 6 philosophies. Then, later, many other the sects have come. In Thailand also, I believe, there are many Hindu temples. So some worship they called Shiva. They called Shaiva. Shiva as a supreme God. Or Vishnu. Vishnu's Rama and Krishna. Their temples, they are Vaishnavas. Many of you might have seen this Hare Krishna movement. I don't know. Say here they are allowed to practice or not. 1970s, 60s, and to 70s. This all over the world. These Hare Krishna people used to dance in the street, main street of the big cities. They belong to Vaishnava. Then worshipper of the goddess called Shakta. So they have their own scriptures. They are called agamas. So, but they are under the Vedas, authority of Vedas. So these are the scriptures you can see. Then, what these scriptures teach us? Here, where did the universe come from and how? Or if there is a creator God, what is he like? Or what is the relationship between the created and the creator? Or what happens to us after death? Then, do we exist after our death? Then, did we exist before death? So, these are written from the Vedas and then even the scriptures. But I don't touch here just this Buddhism, Jainism has a karma, idea of karma. Hinduism has this very strong base karma is there. Then, what they have discovered. Now, this is a uniqueness. As Buddha, he found the suffering in the world and went into discover the way to overcome sufferings. So also, Vedic rishis, Vedic seers, sages, they also, what is the truth? They went in the search of this. The question is raised. And then if you read the Upanishads, you can find various examples. They don't say believe. They say experiment. So they are the seekers of truth, not just simply the follower of the teaching. This is a uniqueness of this ancient Hindu teachings. So they have found our real nature is divine. Then we are not the body or mind. We are beyond that. Then Atman is our true self. This is a not small self. Then behind this manifested Vyakta in Sanskrit, manifested world, something is there behind this. So this is called the Brahman, which is infinite. Which is infinite, actually Virat. So, which is omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, and also transcendent, and at the same time immanent. Logically, it is quite contradictory, but this is the truth they have found. In Semitic religions, they will never say God is within you. God is somewhere up. They may say God is heaven, God in heaven. But Hindus, God is all-pervading. God is within you. At the same time, within everything. That is a concept, Hindu concept of God. Then, this Atman, your real true self, and the reality behind this whole universe were actually one. No difference. This is the truth this Vedic sages have found. Now, absolute Brahman, which is actually indescribable, we call the Avam Manasa Gocharam, which by our mind, by our thought, by our word can't be described, because which is infinite. Our mind is finite. This Brahman manifests in this world from avyakta, unmanifested, to vyakta, manifested world, as this God. You see, relative world, he is this called creator God. And this creator God, that we call it the Ishvara, is also same, the capacity, all powerful. Then all knowing, omniscience, and then all pervading, omnipresence. He is not only creator, also the preserver and the destroyer of this universe. This also the very unique concept or reality for Hindus. In the Semitic religion, you can find only creator God. And the destroyer means they are Satans. But if we see this world, creation can't go on without distractions. If this body remains permanent, where people live, no place is there. So, in the Buddha said, everything is anitya, anitya. This table, whatever this thing, deteriorate, degenerate, and then it disappears. Who is making this? This is also the function of God, Ishvara, who is creating, maintaining, at the same time destroying. So, God's one of the duty is a destruction, also the God's making. Then, Ishvara is called by various names. So this is a uniqueness, you say, God. In Islam, they call it Allah. Or in Christianity, Father in heaven. Or in Hinduism, various sects are there, as I said. Vaishnavas is a Vishnu. or Shiva, it was Shiva. Or goddess, there are so many there. So, in this light, we see the religion of the world. That is a Hindu way of looking at religions. And in this Veda itself declares this was, truth is one. Sages call it in different names. In Sanskrit, ekam, sat. Sat is eka. Eka is one. Then, Bahuda. This ekam sat, Vipra, Bahuda one. The Vipra is a sages, saints. They call it Bahuda in many names. Vadanti says. That is this saying 1,000 years ago, Hindu sages found. So this idea is succeeded by generations. So by nature, Hinduism is always accept. If you see the Hindu history or Indian histories, first, Jesus' disciple, one of the disciples, the doubting Thomas, is there. Saint Thomas came to India. He landed in the western coast of India, the Kerala. So, when he arrived, the king was there. So this king, Hindu king, helped to establish the Christianity in that country. And they are still in India. They call by themselves as a Syrian Catholic. Catholic Syrian. They are completely different from other Christians who came much later. Interesting thing is, king asked some of the Brahmanas, now you practice their religion. You become follower. They accepted. Then, you might have heard of Zoroastrianism. In present Iran, Zoroaster established the religion, see? Zoroastrianism. After the advent of Islam, they are persecuted. And then many of them took shelter in India. See? Near India, this is the next. Pakistan was under India. So from Iran they took refuge. So their leaders landed in the place called Gujarat, the western part of India. There again, these Zoroastrians, we call now Parsis, the Persians, they call the Parsis. Their community is very small. Many are in India and scattered all over the world, but very, very small. When they took shelter, they requested, King, please allow us to practice our religions. The king said, yes, granted. Please allow us to work so that we can't become the burden to you. Yes, granted. So they were given the land also. And then now, one of the most prosperous community in India is these Parsis. Biggest industry in India called Tata. This is run by these Parsis. And interestingly, king asked, now I have granted you whatever you want. By chance, what you will give us? Then the leader of the Zoroastrians says, King, please bring the pot of milk. So milk was brought. Then this leader brought out the sugar from his pocket. This is the sugar. He poured sugar into the pot of milk and chanted, King, this milk, bowl of milk, is a society here in this country. We'll make this society sweeten by our presence, but will not dominate. This is a story. Like that, Jewish community is there in India. And also, as you know, His Holiness Dalai Lama, he took shelter in India. See, he was welcomed. So, these are you can say, how this Hindu accept. You see, Ishvara is called by various names, God. Still not steady. Okay. And then, God, we believe also, manifest as a human being. We call it Avatara. See, a few years ago in the Hollywood movie, Avatar became famous. But this comes from Avatara. This is called incarnation. Especially, we mean incarnation of God. So, this is the Hindu's idea. And then, who are the divine incarnations? We consider Buddha, Jesus, and then prominent saint. They come to the earth to revive the spirituality, restore the spirituality. As you are Buddhist, you know what this Buddha said. Dharma chakra pravartana. You are caught. The chakra, wheel was stuck in the path because of muddy water. That is, a society has become adharmic, not dharmic. Evil has spread. Teaching went down. Real teaching. So he has to push the cart so that it goes. So that is a Dharma Chakra Pravartana Sutra that is there. So incarnation appears to push whenever Dharma subsides and the Adharma pervades. So in this way, Avatara appears now and then when the situation of the world is going down. Now, you might have seen, see, those who have been to India, you see, Indians, we have thousands of gods and goddesses they worship. Is it different? No. Actually, as I said, Ishvara is a supreme God whose power manifests as various deities. They are actually one. But in Hindu families, through traditions, they have a Kula Devata, Kula Daiva, family deities in each house. So they are familiar with, for example, this is the Vishnu. This is Shiva. This is Brahma, creator, preserver, destroyer, generally they interpret. But actually the Ishvara's manifestation, this is called the Lakshmi, goddess of wealth, it is called, or goddess of auspiciousness. This is Kali. This is a consort of Shiva. For the worship of this looks very terrible. So she is a merciful deity, goddess. She demolishes evil. Then this also goddess Durga with 10 hands. She is also the manifestation of the Devi, the goddess, and then very powerful. She gives boon, various boons. And then this is called the Kartikeya Subramaniam. This is a war lord. This is especially worshipped by the South Indian people in ardent. I don't know Thai hear this. Those particular mountains there, worship of this, they do procession, sometimes piercing through tongues, cheek, or this their body. Now these are the manifestation of the power of Ishvara. Actually, one God, Supreme God, appears in different way. So, Hindus are criticized as idolaters, but actually it is so. We say no. See, we worship images as a representative of God. See, images are not other than various symbols of God's power and glory. We do not worship the God was stone, God as stone as God, see, or wood. No, they are images in that way. So these images, as I said, symbolize the power of God. So, but we know they are not God Himself. In many parts of India, they have festivals. According to festival, they worship particular God, just like the previous one, Kali, or Durga, or Ganesha. Here I believe Thai people know the elephant god. They make these images from clay. They worship particular days, sometimes only one day. Sometimes it will be 4 days or more days. And then after worship, we call the Visarjan, merge into water, Ganges water, or oceans. First, the clay image in which we invoke the Spirit of God. But afterwards, after worship, we ask, please return. It has become just mere clay. So that will be sent to Ganges or oceans. They dissolve. In this way, this idea very clearly we have to have this. Now, many people believe these Hindus are idolaters. No. We use these to worship the glory of God. Now, especially if we think that many people use that. So, once upon one of the founders, Swami Vivekananda, later I'm distributing the books among you. He was traveling all over India as a wandering monk. So he was the guest of one of the prime ministers, kingdom. This is called in the what they call Rajasthan areas. So he was a very eloquent speaker with vast knowledge. And then this prime minister requested the king, the Raja or prince you can say, please meet him. This prince was Western educated prince, very at the time modern, scientific minded. So when he went to see the prince, he said, Swami, I don't believe in this idol worship, etc. Then, in the palace, there was a painting of his father, previous Raja, painted. The Swamiji asked, Prime Minister, can you bring down this painting here? This painting was brought down. Then, Swamiji asked Prime Minister, can you spit on that? Then Prime Minister was taken back. How can I spit on this painting? He's a Raja. No, this is just simple paper. It's a paper only. What is wrong? By this, the prince understood what is the meaning of worship. Why idol worship? Yes, it's a mere stone, but it represents as the god or goddesses. So also here, Thai people, for them, king is considered very high, and everywhere I see his pictures. If I say, this is just simple paper, can you spit on that? No, never. Why? Though paper, this figure represents the highest position, was venerated. So these are the idea behind the Hindus worshipping in various temples. They fully know. They represent only. They are not worshipping stones of wood. Now, what is the aim of Hindu human life? Time is okay. Up to what time? 1:30? Now 2:30? Yeah. There are Hindus, we divide the life. Hinduism is a way of life. But now it is not followed strictly. They divide into 4 periods. First is the students. You must study. Then after study, you become the responsible citizen of the society. You have to work, become a householder, marry, and then to beget children. Follow the footsteps of ancestors. But after your children establishes, and then you get grandchildren, and your hair start becoming gray. Now you have to retire. Time for contemplations. Contemplation of life. What is the aim of life? What you have learned. And finally, renounce, become monk. These are the steps they brought. And then, this aim, the values we call the artha. what you can follow in this life, what you should pursue. First comes the Dharma. Dharma has a various connotations, various meanings there. Law is there, duty is there, responsibilities. First, you have to be under the guidance of Dharma. Then, you can follow to acquire wealth, Dharma, Artha, possessions. As long as you're a human being, you want to possess. Then, karma. You have to satisfy your sense organs. Everybody has the desire. So you can satisfy. But under the jurisdiction of Dharma. You can't violate Dharma. You can pursue the wealth. But you shouldn't monopolize. You shouldn't take others. That will be a disturbance of society. Then, but don't remain there. After you fulfill everything, you can go beyond. One day, time will come. Enough. What more is there in this life? The moksha, real freedom. So, dharma, artha, karma, the moksha. So, this is the aim of Hinduism. This you have to struggle. Then, how to realize this? How to realize this? So there are ways. We call it yogas. Yoga, generally, we define this. The root called the yunakti. Union of self and the Brahman. Oneness. To bring this oneness, this yoga is there. Then among yoga, roughly we can divide into jnana yoga, path through inquiry. This is the follower of Vedantins, especially Upanishads, teaching of Upanishads, teaching of Gita. Here you come, who am I? What is real I? I am not the body. I am not the mind. What remains? This is called the jnana yoga. Then bhakti yoga. Just like Christianity or Islam or some of the Mahayana Buddhism. They are devotions. The Pure Land sect there. They consider Amitabha Buddha. By chanting Amitabha Buddha, they will attain the Skavati view. In that way, this is a path of devotion. By loving, serving, remembering God, we can attain the oneness with God. Next is the Raja Yoga. Especially this is a meditation. Through meditation, we can attain. This Raja Yogas, in this case, yoga is from root called the yuji. Yuji means samadhi. Yuji samadho is the word. Through meditation, you attain your real nature, which is Purusha. This is another word of absolute self. So, through meditation, you can attain. Especially Dhyana school. In Japan, we have a Zen. So, through, this is similar to that. Then, karma yoga. Here, karma means selfless actions, selfless actions, whatever, everything I do is for the sake of God. Because we are one in God. So with that consciousness, without seeking anything, do work. If you ask somebody to do this one, what can I get in return? Many of them ask. But here, without expecting anything, do work as a service to God. By this, completely removing the selfish notion from our mind becomes purified. See, karma theory, you see, I don't know this Buddhist concept as a theory or it's a fact. For Hinduism, it's a fact. Now, karma brings three effects. Board is not there. Now, when we do something, immediate effect is here. For example, mother cooks. Then food is ready. This is immediate effect. Now, mother cooks with what kind of intention? For example, the wife had to cook because her husband has brought his friends. But these friends happen to be the bad friends. But the husband ordered, you cook for my friends. They have come, your duty. But this wife with bad, what do you call her, emotions. No, I don't like. Why he brought this? Willy nilly, with bad intention, she started cooking and serve. This feeling will enter into food also, that will remain in the karma somewhere. We call the Yoga Sutra, if we read, called the Karma Ashaya. Somewhere in the universe this remains and it fructified. It comes back. At the same time, this feeling will remain in you as a klesha. Likes, dislikes, raga, dvesha. So three effects karma makes. So if you have a I consciousness which is always swings, likes, dislikes, then when you do something, naturally it creates the fruits, bad or good. This karma yoga telling us, no, go beyond. Yourself, you remove it. Unselfishly you act. Then that will nullify, make zero whatever you have accumulated previous karma. This is the theory karma yoga. Then, that is a rough idea. I have given you this teaching of Hinduism. Now, Swami Vivekananda, our leader, said in this way, summarizing the gist of the religions, each soul is potentially divine. By this, divinity means your real nature is chit, consciousness. This consciousness, absolute consciousness, is ananda, bliss. At the same time, it is a sat, always existing, absolute, existence. So this is, divine, where there is no touch of selfishness, no touch of ego. Then aim is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature. This nature is a prakriti. We have nature outside, nature inside. So control both, says. Then do this either by work, this is karma yoga, or worship, this is bhakti yoga, or more psychic control is a Raja yoga, you see, or philosophy, this is a jnana yoga. By one or more or all of these, and the aim is be free, be free. This is the essence. And then this is the whole of religions. Doctrines or dogmas or rituals or books or temples or forms are but secondary details. Main thing is be free. This is the saying. And the greatness of Upanishads you can find. Truth can't be found in the Vedas. When you learn the method, you can throw away the Vedas. Even that they say. Go beyond the scriptures. Other saying they say. The almanac in the Hindu almanac predicts this time what will happen, this weather, rain, etc. You can refer to almanac for forecast of future, but you can squeeze it, you can get a single drop of rain. So these are our essence of religions. By secondary detail, we don't neglect, but the main thing is always be free, be free, be free. This is the idea. Now, I just a little summarize, and then from here I want to go into the harmony of religions, today's topic. Now, as I said, divine in all, they are found, we are one. This is the essence. We are not separate. Everything is actually condensed into oneness. The famous teaching of Jesus, love thy neighbor as thyself. You should love your neighbors, people next to you, just like you. Paul Deussen, he was a famous Indologist. He told us, we cannot find the answer why we should love neighbor as thyself. Only in Hindu scriptures you can find, because you and I are really one, no different. So, this teaching is the base of harmony of religion. So, unity in divine immanence gave rise to a sense of harmony with all. Then sense of respect for all. Not only every person, but also everything in the universe, trees, rivers, mountains, etc. I'm sure in the Buddhism also there. Buddha was said to be first one to establish the hospital for animals. Buddha must have seen the oneness. Then another great discovery is this ultimate reality is one. The human mind, owing to its diverse nature, the same reality appears several deities, as I mentioned. Ekam Sat, Buddha, Vipra, Vadanti. We don't discriminate. We don't not tolerate, but we accept. See, this is very, very important. Many religious meetings, they say we tolerate, but toleration you have to cross. And acceptance, it should be there. So, principle of unity in diversity. So, this is the uniqueness of Hindu pluralism. In this whole universe, this is diverse. But what is the common thread running? This is they found. This is oneness. Now, speaking about the pluralism, those who have studied this area, especially now it is becoming very, very important, harmony of religions. Now, attitude of religions, we classify 4, you can say. Exclusive approach. Now this has become less and less, but still there. My religion is the only religions. The rest are all false. In 1893, in Chicago, the World Parliament of Religions was held for the first time. And the invitation sent to many. Archbishop of Canterbury, that is in Britain, he has replied, I don't see the meaning of Parliament religions. What is only Christianity. That was an attitude. But now change. Same, this Canterbury Archbishop changed. Now he accepts the plurality of religions. He is stressing the harmony. From 1893 to current, lots of change. So exclusivism. This was my religion is the only religion. This attitude still there, but this is one. Then inclusivistic is there. What is this inclusivistic? Yes, they accept the existence of other religions, but my religion has everything. That is one religion, and of course it is always my religion is the fulfillment of what is best and true in other religions. Yes, you exist, okay, but your religion is already in mine. That is called the inclusivistic approach. Then there are syncretistic approach. This is pick and choose. Best of everything and create a new ones. So every existing religion in its present has certain limitations. Good things are there. So from here recognize the diversity in religion and believes that new religion will eventually emerge or can be created. This was experimented by King Akbar. And even now also. So we got a hodgepodge of religions in a way. Pick good things. See? But this will not do. Then, what I said, the pluralistic approach. This is now trend because all the major cities of the world, People now travel everywhere, they reside everywhere, in big cities like New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Tokyo, here Bangkok, Singapore. People from all over the world together with their background in different religions. It is a responsibility of a city also. How to maintain the peace, because peace is very important. So they came up. This approach is very much necessary, but at the same time, there are problems. They can't regulate by law because behind certain kind of opinions are different. Just I said in our interfaith dialogue, we had the topic of LGBT. Now, each religion has their own these ideas. At the same time, what do you think of abortion? City can't declare. See, so many people are there. Euthanasia, or many there. This is a political issue. But our approach among religions to be harmonious, we have this. First is non-committal. Live and then let live. This is one of the approach. They say that since we have to live together anyway, let us develop mutual respect and the spirit of toleration. Is still toleration for the sake of collective peace and welfare. Then B, the dialogic approach. It is very popular now in US, Canada, or some parts of the Europe, even in Singapore. I'm very glad, you see, Buddhist, this institution has invited me. At least we can share the ideas. Now, here, to have a real dialogue with those of the other faiths in the spirit of mutual respect, fellowship, and openness. Here, openness is very, very important. In America, some of our monks, they have a session with other religions. They do live in a retreat. They have a dialogue. They have their own spiritual practice. The mutual exchange, this. Then another one is a harmonious approach. This harmonious approach respects religious diversity, then appreciates the special identity of every religion. This is essential as a harmony of religions. And finds a way through which all religions can join hands to celebrate the diversity, while simultaneously recognizing the unity that brings them together. So this is a harmonious approach, and then we, Ramakrishna order, strives for this. I'll touch a bit of this. Sri Ramakrishna, our founder, this how he came. Generally, harmony of religions, Western approaches were theoretical, but his uniqueness is from experience, direct realization. He came this approach. So this is a difference from others. He believed that if a person follows his religion with faith, sincerity, and purity of mind, he is surely to attain direct spiritual experience, respect to each religion. So he said he wanted everyone to follow his own religions and attain the highest fulfillment that it promises. It is not necessary to convert. Not that Buddhist should become Hindu or Christian or Islam, or Islam should be converted into Christianity or Buddhist. No, you practice in your own way. but you must be sincere to attain the aim. Then you'll surely achieve. So this respect should be there. This he realized by his experience. Then to understand each religion through the eyes of its followers. You are sitting here as a Hindus and they're judging by reading the books. Oh, Buddhism is like this, yes. Christianity is like this. No. If you really want to know the religion, you study as like Buddhist studies or Christian studies or Islam studies. This is especially comparative religions. This area is stressed. Then he never attempted to judge other religions by the standards of the religious tradition in which he was born. So this is really important. So not to criticize any religions or sect. This is throughout his life, he never criticized. This is very, very important. So he believed that every religion and sect has some place in God's scheme. Harmony of religion was a natural phenomenon for him, not something to be artificially created. First he practiced various, among Hinduisms, there are thousands, he practiced and he reached. Then next he wanted to practice Christianity, then Islam. Under the guidance, Islam's case, in the Sufi. And he has attained. That goal was, he is saying, in his typical way, Jotama Totopat. As many fish, so many paths. Or we call the water, in English water, in Chinese shui, in Latin aqua, in Thai I don't know what this is. Nam. So name is different, but pointing is same substance. That is the truth, he says. So one should respect to the founders of all religion as a special manifestation of God, and knowing that God dwells in all people. One should serve all without any distinction of caste, creed, race, or sex. So, in the Ramakrishna mission, this is our headquarters in Calcutta. Here we worship. This is the Buddha Purnima, Vesak Day, the birthday of Buddha. We worship Buddha. And then we read from the Buddhist text, or our monks speak on Buddha. In Singapore, I do the same. Then here, Christmas Eve, we worship Jesus. In our main temple, this is a main temple, in the temple hall. And then thousands of people are there, including our monks, novices, and devotees. This is our temple in San Francisco, or the most of the temples in the world. Generally, we have, this is Vivekananda, Ramakrishna, his wife called Sarada Devi, then Buddha, then Jesus. These are in the altars we respect. So among our monks, like me, I'm from Japan, I'm Buddhist, but we take Ramakrishna ideas, so we can be worship of Buddha. At the same time, we can go any temple, any church, even mosque, without mind, because one reality appearing in many. There are Jews amongst our monks and devotees, there are Christians, Catholics, monks are there, even from Muslim world. monks we have whose background is Muslim. One of them is Iraqi, from Iraq. In that way, we embrace all. The idea is basic oneness of all. This was a harmony amongst the religions. As I said, sustainable harmony. So from the beginning, this is the first one. Then we are staunch supporter of this parliamentary religions or inter-religious dialogues. So in the various parts of the world, our Swamis participate, attend. This is at our New Delhi center. This His Holiness Dalai Lama was invited. This is in our temple. Dialogue with other religions. He's a Muslim representative there, Christian representative there. We invite sometimes on Vesak Day, Buddhist leaders to come speak on Buddha. Or Christmas Eve, we invite father or pastor to come speak on Christ. In that way, this was a Pope visited in New York, so one of our Swamis was invited. So in this way, this relations with other religions continue. At the same time, we have various activities in India. We have now at the present 200 above centers all over the world where we serve people, especially in India. This was just a few months ago, terrible flood was there in the southern part of India. Our service is always without discriminating anybody, suffering people serve. Here you can see the Muslim people. Here, Christian nuns. Here, this may be in the Bangladesh, that is Muslim dominated. So flood is common, so our Swamis and devotees go and distribute. That's called flood relief. This is in Chennai. With collaboration with Muslims, we serve. This is a Nepal earthquake. This is from the ground level. Practice what you preach. And this is our Singapore ashrams. This is our Buddha Purnima. This is our temple inside. We preach the Buddhist ideas. This was a recent interfaith dialogue. We learn each other. I have learned. This is a monk. He's a Singaporean Chinese monk. So obviously he belongs to Mahayana. So one of the questioners asked these questions. What do you think in Afghanistan, Muslim fundamentalists blown up the huge Buddha statues? What is your feeling? Then this monk said, Buddha's main teaching is anicca in the Pali, transient, non-permanent. So if we regard from this, yes, this is a passage of time. At the same time, we feel compassion to those who have destroyed, but no grudge against. So this is learning for me. Oh, how he looks. Most of them criticized. But as a Buddhist, he could see in this, yes, this is anicca. Whatever in this world will be destroyed one day. And then that is the teaching of Buddha. What is nitya, eternal? Everything in this world is anicca. So then we receive from various community leaders. This is called the inter-religious, racial religious congregations. They visit various temples. We explain about the Hinduism. We reply whatever they have doubts about. So mutual understanding from the grassroots level, that is very, very essential to sustain this harmony. Then, as the Venerable introduced me, I look after one of the biggest kindergartens in Singapore. We have 500 children studying. Most of them are Hindus, but we have from Muslim families, from Christian families. Then we celebrate the various festivals. This, you see, they say Hari Raya. They say Muslims festival time. And among our teachers, we have a Muslim teachers, Muslim from India, Muslim, Malay Muslims. So they explains what is the custom, what kind of this festival they do. So the Hindus, they do not know about. So we have this chance from young age, educate them. What other religious people think of, what they practice. Then we have a great Holy People's Day celebration. As I said here, Buddha. Then this is our Swami Vivekananda. This is Ramakrishna. This is Holy Mother, wife. Then this is Jesus. Interestingly, this is dressed as a Buddha. Happens to be she is the Muslim lady, but she is not what do you call her? Dislike to do whatever assigned. And then we have a drama. We have sayings from Buddha, Jesus, and then other saints. Even Muslims, because we can't put Muhammad. So we request Muslim teachers to explain what this Muhammad said. So this from younger days. He also explained our teachers dressed in kabaya. This is the Muslim dress. And then whatever they are taught, questions, they have understood. So in this way, from childhood, inculcate the essence of religions and make them understand the harmony is very, very essential to live in this multicultural society. So, these are today's my presentation. I hope this is something, if I could convey, which is useful to you, I'm grateful. Thank you.